we are on to section 9.2, finding the roots and the vertex. In this lesson, you will discover that quadratic functions can model relationships other than projectile motion. You will explore relationships between parabolas and their equations. You will practice writing equations, finding x-intercepts, and determining real-world meanings for x-intercepts and the vertex of a parabola. So to start us off, we're looking at example A, which is asking us to use a graph and our calculator table function to approximate the roots of x squared plus 3x minus 5. Now, remember, roots is just another word for 0 or x-intercept. Okay, it's just those spots on the graph where we cross the x-axis where y equals 0. The fact that y equals 0 is why we set up our equation set equal to 0. Now, to solve using a graph, you're going to take the x squared plus 3x minus 5 and set that and enter that into y1 and then graph, and you should get a graph that looks similar to this picture here. And then remember, you want to use the calculate 0 function on your calculator. And we get to that by graphing it first. And then we hit the second, calculate, zero. Let's read that. Now, you have to find both of them, and when it asks to left bound and right bound to find this negative x-intercept, you're going to left bound and right bound, and then you're going to find the positive one, left bound and right bound. So if you do that, you should find that you get two x values, one at about negative 4.9193 and one at about 1.193. Now you can also look at your calculator's table to verify that those answers are correct. So if we were to look at our table and we count and we go to the tenths place, looking here, the closest we get to 0 is 0.04, which corresponds with an x value of 1.2. But then if we zoom in further and get to the thousandths place, we will find that a x value of 1.193 corresponds with the smallest value, 0.00225. The value closest to 0 corresponds with that 1.193, which is what we found by graphing. That means we did it correctly. Now, I want you to take a few minutes here and to try the guided practice A and B by graphing it on your calculator and calculating the zeros. And you can always check your work using the table function.